welcome to the Miracles Healing Lab. So the Miracles Healing Lab, we use art intensively just for examples, just for an expression of someone who has discovered something, for open-mindedness, really like this. It's like open-mindedness. Any at this point in time, at this point in your transformation, anything supports expansion of mind is welcome. And that can be quite surprising. Like today I was surprised by how that came to me too. And so that's in part. We also use actively the Miracles Healers Handbook, because in the previous series, like the Miracle Healing Open Sessions, I announced it that I would use it, but I hardly didn't use it. So now I'm going to actively use the Miracle Healers Handbook. And guess what? What is in there is what's the role of words in healing. Today we're using 5 words. Come in touch with 5 words that I'm going to do something with you. I'm going to start with that, like the Miracles Healers Handbook, to come into some experience with that, with your miracle-mindedness in a different way. Because this is a discovery. This is a laboratory. This is an experiment. And you're part of this experiment. So this, you get a chance to express yourself. Using words would be one thing. Using that what you have just discovered. Using your inability to express anything verbally, but it is there. Like this. It's like you discover other ways of expression that you didn't know about. It might be that you want to sing a song, that you want to play on your piano, or that you want to sing a song with your guitar, or who knows what. There's space for that here. It would be lovely to use that, because this is what I use every day too. It's like it's a beautiful way to express yourself, to use music, or to try to make some music, or try to play with the piano, or play the piano if you're able to. Whether it's the wind chimes outside or something is going to catch your eye, just because you're open to receive that. This newness of being present, this awareness that there's something else going on, even in the world too. Like I only had to bicycle for a moment and I saw these lights and I had like, wow, that's so great that I see those. I would have completely missed them. I would not have seen any of that when I was just bicycling by, going to the shopping mall or whatever. Like I would have missed it. But now, because of my focus, like, hey, I'm looking around, actually taking a look what is here. Not for any other reason than to enjoy it, or to recognize something, or see the beauty of it. That's great. In the light of a total inclusion of where you find yourself and what you are discovering within your consciousness, these parts are essential. There's a real discovery going on. Basically, what I'm expressing here is an integrated view, an integrated way of being present, not just by reading, not just by meditating, not just by doing this and that. Everything that you think has to do with it. No, this goes beyond all this too. And you're going to discover what that is. You don't know. That's our miracle mind. You don't know how that's going to come to you. You're ready for a surprise here. So that's why I would call this like the Miracle Healing Lab, because it has to do with that. This is not about getting your new habit of repeating the same things and trying the same things and getting into new habits of doing the same things a little different. Now this is like a discovery. It's for adventurous minds. It's a discovery to go beyond what you think is possible, or what you think is the new normal, or whatever it is. So this is my motivation to start this and to play an active part in it, just like you, in the discovery. So what is the role of words in healing? Now see, that is only one paragraph what I'm going to read. But this is like, okay, pay attention. And also there's more. there's more. If you want to read more about this, there's more. But you have to actively look at the Healer's Handbook or the Manual for Teachers, either way. What is the role of words in healing? Strictly speaking, words play no part at all in healing. The motivating factor is prayer or asking. What you ask for, you receive. But this refers to the prayer of the heart, not of the words you use in praying. Sometimes the words and the prayer are contradictory. Sometimes they agree. It doesn't matter. God does not understand words, for they were made by separated minds to keep them in the illusion of separation. Words can be helpful, particularly for the beginner, in helping concentration and facilitating the exclusion, or at least the control of extraneous thoughts. Let us not forget, however, that words are but symbols of symbols. They are thus twice removed from reality. So words don't represent directly reality. No, they're twice removed from reality. So let's not forget that. Words can be helpful, particularly for the beginner, in helping concentration and facilitating the exclusion, or at least the control of extraneous thoughts. Let us not forget, however, that words are but symbols of symbols, and they are thus twice removed from reality. The release of the words, the release of anything that you use to define yourself is helpful in healing. The release of it. No, this is what healing is, the release of those investments in words. That's why the healing takes place. You recognize you don't need words. And now, here we go. We're going to use 5 words. And I'm talking to you in words, using words to express myself. So this is particularly useful for the beginner. Now, who's the beginner? Yeah? Okay, we're all beginners? Yeah. Okay, that's why we use words, right? We're the beginners. That's great. You don't have to be advanced. Your advancement is not because you say you're advanced. So it's like that is by your demonstration that you exemplify it. You show it by just being present in a different way. And don't forget, they're symbols of symbols, twice removed from the reality. It's like, so I use a word like love. Love, if I say love, it doesn't mean anything. If I use light, it doesn't mean anything. If I use the word repair, it doesn't mean anything. If I use the word open, I can be as close as I want, and I can still use the word open. So that is like, that doesn't mean anything. So these words that I come up with don't mean anything, but we use them in a certain way, as a symbol, like as a symbol of something that you're referring to. The idea of 5, this is another thing. 5 came back to me today too, like 5. Like, I have no idea. So 5. Now I got in touch with someone. It is an artist, and what he did was he discovered 5 things that were actually inventions for later time. So he had a prophetic blick, so to speak. He could look into the future. It's like, oh, that's going to happen, oh, that's going to happen, and like he was foreseeing that. And I'd like to share with you a video where you see what this open-minded guy, because we're talking here about open-mindedness, he looks into the future and sees 5 new developments that will And that's probably 30 years ago, a little bit more, when he did them. And you might recognize it for now. So I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so this was a warming up. Five words. No, I mean 5 new inventions. Wow, he did that. He did it, and probably all in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. He knew all that was coming. He was an open-minded guy, apparently. Otherwise, you would never come to this. Now, it's not open-mindedness is not necessarily related to a future imagining. So that's what we recognize now too. But he got my attention, and I'm using some of his philosophy, you could say, some of his insights. I'm using them right now just to go a little bit deeper into it. So this is June Paik, The Paradox of the TV Buddha. The installation features an ancient-looking statue of the Buddha sitting in a meditative posture, gazing at live video images of itself on a modern TV monitor, at the time modern, captured by a closed-circuit camera. Now take a really good look at this picture. The Buddha sitting in front of a television looking at himself. Is this self-reflection? Or is it narcissism? Since the Buddha, the seeker or the finder of inner truth and enlightenment, is confronted with its own electronic image in an endless closed-circuit loop, this forces a reflection on a modern condition. Is this contemplation of the self, like in Zen? Or a technological form of narcissism, mass media vanity? See, you can say like, oh, well, that's an interesting consideration, but who are we talking about here? We're talking about you as the Buddha, of course. So it's like, you look at self-images. What do you think you see on your smartphone? What do you think is happening? Is that a contemplation of the self, like in Zen? Or is it a form of narcissism, looking at yourself and liking what you see because you made it? Like there's a certain satisfaction in looking at the things that you put online and enjoying yourself and seeing all that is manifested. Like that is a real thing that is happening to, say, probably all of us, many of us. So this is interesting. Now he went a little further to Zen for TV. This work was created after a TV set was damaged in transit, leaving only a single bright horizontal line across the screen. Well, this is a vertical line, but anyway, but that you already saw that probably. By stripping the television of its images and sound, its informal content, Paik transformed the distracting screen into an object of focus and meditation, much like a Zen monk focusing on a single point, like a stone. He called the static line a Zen garden of light. How interesting. He did that in 1963. Now Zen for film, haha, in 64. He's my kind of guy, I like him. A blank reel of clear film leader was projected on a screen. Like a blank reel of clear film, like there's nothing on it. And he keeps looping it around. Over time, the clear film would naturally collect scratches, dust and damage from repeated projection. And that would be the say that, the transformation of the film. It starts with just pure white, and slowly but certainly it's collecting information about time, influence, and all this. Yep. Are you still with me? Good, great. So it's like Zen Buddhism, Zen meditation, focusing on one single point, like we focus on a breath or whatever it is. It's like, here's our Zen meditation. Releasing every idea. So he had that too, and he expressed it into a form. How nice is that? It's like, that reminds your brother of the fact, like, oh my God, that's a one single line, a vertical line or horizontal line, but it takes away all the distraction that normally is present on the screen. Like if you watch television, what is that? It's like an hypnosis of form, of memories, of activating all these memories. And here it is quiet. It is you enter into the museum and suddenly there's only a vertical line looking at that. Now this is inspiration for your art project. You see, this is related to light too. Whether it's a reflection of itself, like the Buddha on the screen, seeing itself, or whether it's a vertical line, or whether it's a blank movie repeating itself and itself and itself, just letting that flow, so to speak. Like this is coming to the core of things, looking at things in a different way. And that's the part I like about it. And that's why I use it as an inspiration.